review of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure Diamonds Unbreakable episode 20, Yukako Yamagishi falls in love. So the episode starts off with Yukako being all depressed over her love troubles with Koichi until she encounters a beauty parlor called Cinderella and the owner of the place, Aya Tsuji, a stand user who has the ability to replace parts of your face and your body with new ones, changing your look to make you look more beautiful and obtain love. Yeah, that's pretty much what her stand does, really. It also has the form of a robot with pink pointy boobs, which was weird, but yeah. And it's also called Cinderella. Yeah, Aya's stand is called Cinderella. But actually, to be fair, there is a reason why it's called Cinderella. But anyway, she offers her services to Yukako, and Yukako at first thought it was kind of dumb, but considering that she had nothing to lose, might as well give it a shot. So she got a makeover to encounter love, in this case with Koichi. Aya did change her face slightly, you know, like making her eyes a bit more round and, you know, her eyebrows more curvier, more softer in a way. But I guess the makeover kind of works because Yukako runs into Koichi, and Koichi was looking for her because earlier he saw her run away and she looked all sad and worried, and some time did pass after the events that happened during the Yukako two-parter, so he was actually over it. He was really concerned over Yukako despite the fact that she tried to kill him, but he was over that and he just didn't want her to be all sad over it. God damn it, Koichi, why are you such a nice guy? I mean, this episode just shows how much of a nice guy Koichi is. So much so that I feel like Yukako doesn't deserve someone like him, you know? Anyway, they start talking and they even go on a little date at the cafe, which, you know, is actually kind of nice and kind of cute in a way, but apparently 30 minutes have passed and Yukako's face went back to normal and Koichi all of a sudden got like an upset stomach, so he had to leave. So it turns out that Cinderella's makeover only lasted for 30 minutes because Yukako ordered the makeover to encounter love. And she was pissed off that it only lasted for 30 minutes and wanted to last longer. But in order for that to happen, I would have to use Cinderella to change not only her face, but also parts of Yukako's body. And since this only lasts for 30 minutes, Yukako would have to put on this lipstick every 30 minutes for the effects to last longer. So she gets a new makeover and encounters Koichi again, but it turns out that Koichi took Yukako's bag by accident and he went to go return it to her. Again, is this really because of Cinderella's makeover? Because the thing is with Cinderella is that it guarantees a person's luck, but from what I've seen so far, there are all these coincidences that weren't really influenced by Cinderella at all. But I mean, with the first incident with Koichi, he was really concerned over Yukako. You saw in the episode him looking at her and Yukako was running away and he did look genuinely worried or concerned. And that was before she got the makeover. And right when the 30 minutes were up for her makeover, Koichi accidentally took Yukako's bag and he really was gonna go return it. So, is this really because of Cinderella? I don't think so. I mean, these are all just mere coincidences, and it honestly feels like Yukako didn't really need the makeover at all whatsoever. But when Koichi looked at Yukako, he was starting to get some feelings. Some complicated feelings. But their moment was ruined because Yukako gets freaking cock-blocked by Rohan Kishibe of all people. Yeah, he was there and he sees Koichi and asks him to join him to go to the Kamayu department or something to take some pictures. And when I mean asked, I mean like dragged him away from Yukako and demanded him to come with him. Fucking Rohan, man. And not only that, but Koichi's mom and sister were there, and Josuke, Joseph, and the invisible baby were there, and coincidentally, they were all going to the market as well, so a lot of people just joined their little group. And of course, Yukako was really upset over this, but Aya reassures her that Cinderella's stand ability is absolute, and she also reminded her to put on her lipstick so that her luck will continue to last longer, and so will her look. So they were all at the markets, and unfortunately, when Rohan was taking those pictures, the invisible baby got upset and then starts crying and then starts to turn invisible. Josuke and Joseph, out of panic, starts to leave before they cause a scene, but they already did when they were like pushing through the crowd, Joseph accidentally bumps Koichi, which sends him towards Yukako. And then they're holding each other and they're just staring at each other and then they start to kiss. Yeah, that actually happened. And the funny thing is, they were actually kissing behind the crowd who were all focused on Josuke and Joseph, and even Rohan was there. That was so weird, but good for Yukako, I guess. I mean, she finally got her first kiss with Koichi. But afterwards, she avoided Koichi because it turns out she forgot to put on the lipstick, and the thing is, when you don't put on the lipstick every 30 minutes, your face and parts of your body would disappear, and you would actually like have to live for the rest of your life without like parts of the body that was changed by Cinderella. So Yukako was devastated and she avoided Koichi because she was afraid of what he would think of her. And this caused her to get very upset and pissed off that she went on a rampage at Cinderella and attacked Aya. However, Koichi followed Yukako. Even though she tried to say that she wasn't the right person, he still knew that was Yukako because of her personality. Aya, who surprisingly was all calm and collected, especially when, you know, she got attacked by Love Deluxe, she decided to give Yukako another chance by allowing her to choose her old face out of all these other faces that she has. But there's a catch. If she picks the wrong one, she wouldn't go back to normal and would be stuck by the face that she would choose. And if it's the wrong face, she would become ugly. However, this was all just a test by Aya because none of the faces were Yukako's. Yukako, who was confident at the beginning, starts to doubt herself and has no idea which face was hers. So she decides to let Koichi pick because no matter what Koichi picks, she would be okay with it, whether it be the wrong one or the right one. He calls out his stand Echoes and tells Aya to hurt his eyes, blinding him so that he wouldn't look at Yukako's face knowing that she would be upset. Seriously, Koichi is too much of a nice guy. I really feel like Yukako doesn't deserve someone like him. He puts on the face and it turns out to be the perfect one and Yukako's now back to normal. But the thing is, none of the faces were Yukako's, so why was that one her actual face? Well, it was because Aya decided to bend the rules because of what Koichi said. And, you know, she didn't want to become the bad guy, so she decided to, you know, like, let Yukako keep her old face. So, again, she's not a bad person. She's a nice girl, really. So, with that being said, Yukako's back to normal. Koichi doesn't have to be blinded. Aya gets her life spared, although she probably has to charge them for the damages, I'm just saying. And Yukako finally gets her man, and they all live happily ever after. So, yeah, that was episode 20 of Diamonds Unbreakable. Overall, this was actually not bad. I honestly think Aya is actually not a bad person. I mean, she's like Tonio. She's using her stand to like help people. That's all she really is doing. She wants to become everyone's fairy godmother, really. Especially with Yukako. And honestly, this episode kind of reminds me of that one John Travolta, Nicolas Cage movie, Face Off, in a way. Which I don't know if that was the inspiration for Araki to make that arc, but I feel like that's what it is. And with Cinderella, I mean, it's another one of those like transformation type stands that actually has a different way of using its ability, but I don't know, I kind of feel like this is one of the lesser impressive stands that I've seen so far. I mean, it's not a bad stand ability, I just feel like that there were some other stand abilities that we've seen back in the past that were way better than Cinderella's, I'm just saying. But I will admit, Aya seems like a nice character. I don't know if we'll ever see her again, but I hope we do. As for Yukako in this episode, I will admit her yandere tendencies have been toned down in this one, but I really don't like her attitude. I mean, when things don't go her way, she lashes out at people, especially with Aya. And she was being rude to her and demanding towards her. Granted, I understand why she would be upset, but she really needs to learn how to control her temper and learn how to calm down. I mean, granted, Aya should have been a bit more specific with the consequences of not putting on the lipstick, which, by the way, is the lipstick part of Cinderella's stand? Or is that part of the ability, or is this just freaking lipstick? I don't get it, but anyway, I know that Aya should have been more specific when it comes to the side effects of the makeover, but she at least reminded Yukako to put on the lipstick. I mean, again, she's not a bad person. So, again, I'm still not a fan of her attitude. I just don't like how she's always being rude and demanding towards people that are not Koichi. I mean, seriously, have we ever seen her being nice to anyone who is not Koichi? Maybe she was in the manga, but I haven't seen it so far. Plus, Yukako and Koichi do have some nice moments in the episode, but honestly, this episode kind of gave me some mixed feelings. I honestly feel like Yukako didn't really need the makeover. All she really had to do was just go to Koichi and talk to him. As for like the relationship between Koichi and Yukako, it just felt forced and rushed, honestly. Sure, a lot of time did pass after Yukako's debut arc, but nothing was shown to develop or establish anything in the relationship. I mean, the only other time we seen Koichi interact with Yukako whatsoever was that one time he saw Yukako during the Shigechi two-parter and he ran away scared. But that was because of everything that Yukako did to him. They only interacted in this episode like what, twice? And that was like enough for Koichi to fall in love with Yukako? Because if anything, it didn't really feel like that was Koichi's true, genuine love for her. It just felt like he was under the influence of Cinderella's stand ability. So yeah, because of how his love was portrayed, it just felt forced and rushed. I mean, if anything, they needed time to develop that relationship and bond for it to grow, but they only interacted twice and that was like enough. Like, really? I mean, I don't hate the pairing. I just honestly feel like that the execution wasn't all that great. I mean, there should have been some more time to develop their bond and, you know, like give out some more interaction between the two, because they barely interacted between this episode and episode 8 and 9. But hey, you know what, if Koichi really does love Yukako and Yukako loves Koichi and, you know, they're together, then alright, good for you guys, I guess. And another thing about the episode is that compared to like the previous episodes, you know, that had little to nothing to do with the main plot, this one didn't have like that fun factor, that tension that some of the previous episodes had that made it enjoyable and entertaining. I'm not saying that the episode was bad, but I gotta be honest here, compared to the previous episodes we've gotten, this is probably the one I like the least. I mean, the rat episode was better than this one. Hell, the Tonio episode was better than this one, but that's because that there was like this tension, there was fun. The episodes were enjoyable, very much so, and this one, it just lacked that fun and tension that the previous episodes had. Now, that doesn't mean that there were some funny moments. I mean, Josuke and Okuyasu's reactions when they learned about Koichi's kiss was hilarious. I mean, Josuke nearly fell off the window from leaning too far and had to use Crazy Diamond to save himself. And Okuyasu, poor guy, he was just crying, being all jealous over Koichi. He just wants love too. I hope he gets love. He deserves it, you know? Not only that, but also Rohan showing up and taking Koichi away was also pretty funny. I don't know why, but I kinda wanted him to like turn towards Yukako and mouth the words, "Back off, bitch, he's mine." It's because of the look on his face that he was giving towards Koichi, and you know, earlier he was kind of being a creep towards him and just saying, but that would have been freaking hilarious if that were to happen. And you know, come to think of it, Koichi, a lot of people are attracted to him. I get why, but there's been a lot lately. I mean, especially with Aya. I mean, think about it. The only reason why Aya gave back Yukako's face was because of his request to make him blind. So yeah, a lot of people being attracted to Koichi. Not in a romantic way, but I'm just saying, like, there's something about him that people are drawn to him. I'm just saying. In terms of animation and artwork, there was a lot of bright colors, sparkles, glittering lights, shining. It was actually, I gave it a nice, you know, like romantic shoujo style in a way. And the ending scenes, the way it was being animated, like those like mural type scenes, they actually looked very nice, especially the ending one. And if you actually look closely in that one, you can see Echo's holding a heart. It's so cute. So animation and artwork actually was very nice. Voice acting once again was really spot on. Again, kudos to Mamiko Noto for voicing Yukako. And Aya Tsuji is voiced by Sayaka Ohara, who you might know her best as Erza Scarlet from Fairy Tail, Masaki Kurosaki, Ichigo's mother from Bleach, Mitsuru aka Sailor Neptune from Sailor Moon Crystal, Yuko Ichihara from Tsubasa Chronicle and Triple X Holic, Millie Ashford from the Code Geass series, Yuki Kaizuka from the I'll Know a Zero series, and Margaret from Persona 4. So I hope you guys enjoyed that nice touching little episode that we got, because the next one is gonna get dark as shit, because next episode, Yoshikage Kira just wants to live quietly. Yes! Kira, next episode, finally, and I can't wait to see him being all creepy with his hands, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get to see his stand. It's gonna be awesome! I can't wait. So, tell me guys, what did you think of this week's episode of Diamonds Unbreakable? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What did you think of Aya and her stands and her stand ability? And what did you think of Yukako and Koichi finally hooking up? Did you think that it was forced and rushed, or did you think that they really did deserve each other? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like the video if you like it, subscribe to more videos, and be sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Google+. So yeah, that was Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamonds Unbreakable, episode 20. Next week, Kira. Finally, I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome, yay! So with that being said, I'm gonna respond to 27, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya!